What if I told you that some of the most incredible rock songs ever written came from bands you've probably never heard of? The 1970s weren't just about Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. Today, we're diving into 10 absolutely mind-blowing tracks that time forgot. And trust me, by the end of this video, your playlist is going to look completely different. Number 1. This Town Ain't Big Enough for Both of Us by Sparks. Let's start with one of the most criminally underrated bands of all time, Sparks. When this track dropped in 1974, it sounded like absolutely nothing else on the planet. And honestly, it still doesn't pass. Picture this. It's like stumbling into Alice in Wonderland, getting completely lost, then finding yourself in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's Sparks for you. The Myers Brothers created this theatrical, avant-garde masterpiece that influenced everyone from MGMT to Franz Ferdinand to Björk. But did they get the recognition they deserved? Not even close. The problem was they were too weird for mainstream radio, too experimental for casual listeners, and way too ahead of their time. But man, what a loss for the rest of us. Number 2. Ex-Lion Tamer by Wire. Now here's where things get really interesting. Wire came out of the UK punk scene, but they weren't your typical 3-chord thrash band. These guys were sophisticated, forward-thinking, and Ex-Lion Tamer sounds like it was recorded decades ahead of what mainstream rock was doing in 1977. Seriously, throw this on any college radio station in the 80s or 90s, and nobody would bat an eye. It fits perfectly, but in 1977, people didn't know what to make of it. Like the Velvet Underground, Wire didn't sell records, but they influenced everyone who heard them. Rem, Soundgarden, The Smiths. Sometimes the most important bands are the ones nobody buys at the time. Number 3, Fallin' Rain by Link Wray.
And don't forget Kids State, where kids lay bleeding on the ground. And there's no place on this planet where peace can be found.
Here's a name that guitar legends whisper with respect. Jimmy Page loved this guy. Iggy Pop swore by him. Yet Link Wray's 1971 debut album barely made a dent. Fallin' Rain is this beautiful contradiction. Delicate melodies and gentle vocals wrapped around dark, introspective lyrics.
There's no place on this planet where peace can be found. So there'll be stabbings and shootings and young men dying all around.
Ray had this incredible ability to capture pure hardship while maintaining beauty and grace. It's profound stuff, but maybe that depth worked against him. Sometimes the music industry isn't ready for artists who make you think, while they make you feel. Number 4, Sunken Rags by T-Rex. Everyone knows Mark Bolan and T-Rex, right? Well, you think you do. While Children of the Revolution was climbing the charts, this absolute gem was sitting there as a B-side, completely ignored. Bolan had this incredible talent for creating B-sides that should have been A-sides. With Sunken Rags, he's doing his stream of consciousness thing. Picking words not because they meant something deep, but because they sounded incredible together. It's pure creativity in action, and it would influence songwriters for decades. But B-sides don't get radio play, and radio play was everything back then. Number 5. The Four Horsemen by Aphrodite's Child. This is a sonic masterpiece that demands to be experienced in full glory. We're talking pulsating rhythms, epic crescendos, and guitar solos that sound tailor-made for a high-speed movie chase scene. The biblical overtones, the complex arrangements, the sheer ambition, this is progressive rock at its finest. Were Greek, and breaking into international markets from Greece in 1972? That was like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops. Geography matters, and these guys got the short end of that stick. Number 6, Dayton, Ohio, 1903, by Harry Nilsson.
Spend a day in Dayton, Ohio, on a lazy Sunday.
When two musical legends collaborate, magic can happen. This Randy Newman composition, performed by Harry Nilsson, packs more emotion into under 2 minutes than most songs manage in 5.
Sing a song of long ago when things could grow.
It's the power of simplicity, nostalgia, comfort, joy, all wrapped up in gentle melodies and impeccable vocal delivery. But here's the thing. In an increasingly commercial music landscape, subtle emotional complexity doesn't grab attention like flashy guitar solos or catchy hooks. Sometimes the most beautiful songs are the quietest ones. Number 7, Space Clown by Joe Briath.
You're a space clown.
This one's heartbreaking. Joe Briath created some of the most astonishing songwriting of the era, yet didn't sell a single record. Space Clown sounds like it belongs in a Broadway play, featuring contributions from Peter Frampton and John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin.
When you laugh, you bring the house down. When you smile.
But Joe Briath was openly gay in an era when rock music was still largely conservative. He was theatrical in a scene that valued authenticity. And tragically, he became one of the first prominent musicians to die from AIDS in 1983. Talent doesn't always triumph over timing and social prejudice. Number 8, Ride Captain Ride by Blues Image.
Ride, Captain, ride upon your mystery ship.
This song exemplifies the early 70s transition from 60s psychedelic rock to the more diverse sounds of the new decade.
You have it on your trip. Ride, Captain.
It features distinctive arrangements blending rock with progressive elements, showcasing the era's experimental spirit. Despite its innovative approach, Ride Captain Ride got lost among the many classics emerging during this prolific period. Number 9, Green-Eyed Lady by Sugarloaf.
Green-eyed lady, lovely lady, strolling slowly.
This track, the opener on their debut album, impressively peaked at number 3 on the US Billboard Hot 100. It features distinct bass lines and ripping organ solos, bridging the gap between 60s groups like the Zombies and the Doors.
Green-eyed lady, passion's lady, dressed in love, she lives for life to be.
Yet, despite its commercial success, it often gets buried in 70s compilations, demonstrating how individual hits can be overlooked if the artist doesn't maintain long-term visibility. Number 10, Personality Crisis by New York Dolls.
You better fly about. You must butterfly about a personality crisis.
Speaking of being ahead of their time, the New York Dolls were doing punk before punk was even a thing. Personality Crisis, from their 1973 debut, is catchier and more melodic than most punk that came after.
You got it wild, it was hot. And nobody thought you go with frustration. Honey, that's what you got. I gotta shut up at your personality.
These guys influenced everyone, but their theatrical presentation and avant-garde approach scared off mainstream audiences. They were too punk for rock fans and too rock for punk purists.
You're hollering at the road. Oh, personality crisis. You gotta
Sometimes being a pioneer means you don't get to enjoy the destination. 70s music industry was very different from today. Geographical limitations, limited radio programming, and restricted distribution networks severely impacted an artist's reach. What are your favorite forgotten 70s rock gems? Let us know.